Today we begin our discussion on another type of data structure, which is data frames. Data frames are very important. I think I dare say they're the most important structures as in finance, in econometrics. How are they set up? Data frames consist of a two-dimensional array-like structure. It means may rows and columns. So it's different from a vector kasi ang vector one-dimensional lang. A list technically is also one-dimensional. Si data frame at saka si matrix pareho silang two-dimensional. So what are the requirements for a data, an object to be called a data frame? Number one, the column name should be non-empty. Ibig sabihin dapat may pangalan yung columns. The row name should be unique. Okay. Also, the data can be of any type. It can be numeric, it can be integer, it can be logical, etc. Each column should contain the same number of data items. So, for example, a column is a variable in a data frame. For example, you have the variable, let's say, name, and in that column there are 100 observations. The size is 100. So another column, another variable is age, for example. So there should also be 100 in that specific column or variable. So let's begin with an example. Here we're creating, by now guys, it should be easy for you to understand what these codes are. We're creating an object called n, okay, and we said that it's best to use the assignment operator. So let me change that into an assignment operator. N consists of a numeric vector. S is a character vector, and B is a logical vector. So we create these objects, okay, and these objects are now available here. Okay. And then here we're creating an object df, and we are coercing it into a data frame which consists of the object nsb. Okay, if we run this, you now have an object df, okay, 3 observations. If I click this, okay, so you can see here you have 3 rows and 3 columns. Each row is uniquely named, and you have the names of the columns N, S, B, and these are the elements. So same size for the N, for S, and for B. Okay, may question ba? Okay, thank you, Bern, for that question. Why am I putting it inside the parentheses? We said that if we put it inside the parentheses, automatically ipiprint yung yung object na yan, like this one. Okay, piniprint niya kagad. If we don't put it inside the parentheses, like that, so I'll delete this. What will happen, guys? Nakikreate yung object, pero hindi naman natin nakikita yung print dito, no? Okay, take a look at this. Hindi naman niya print. So what you have to do is to either type n pa, type n, diba sabi natin dati shortcut to, diba? Type n or print n para lang makita natin yung laman, no? Diba guys? So it depends guys, kung gusto niyo makita yung output, then ilagay niyo na sa parentheses. Para hindi na kayo mag-type ng n. Kasi ita-type mo pa yung n para ilabas niya yung output na yan. Or print n. Okay? Then sabi natin ang shortcut, ilagay nyo lang sa parentheses para kung kailangan nyo i-print yung object na yan. Diba? So that's the answer. I hope that's clear, guys. Okay, sige. Thank you. Alright, so we have created this object, di ba yung DF, yung data frame natin. Andito na yan sa objects natin. And we said that this is a data frame. Let me just access this again, DF. And the qualities, attributes of the data frame are seen here. So meron tayong mga columns which consists of our variables, si N, si S, at saka si B. Tapos unique rows natin ito. Okay, yung elements natin sa columns are the same. So this consists of a data frame, guys. Two-dimensional siya, 3 rows, 3 columns, and then you have different data types. Meron tayong numeric, meron tayong character, meron tayong logical. So that's what a data frame is. And when we deal with data in finance and in economics and in different fields, kadalasan data frame kasi iba-iba yung objects na linalagay natin. Kunyari, you have this HR table, no, consisting of the name of the employee, the birth date, the age, the residence, when the employee started. So you have different data types in that table or in that object. So ang gagamitin natin doon, hindi naman pwedeng vector. Kasi maraming ano, 'di ba? Maraming variables 'yon. Hindi naman pwedeng list kasi ang list isa lang. Okay? So data frames talaga ang gagamitin natin, no? So let's have another example. Okay, take a look at this, guys. So we're creating an object called employee.data. Again, we're putting it in parentheses, open and close, para ma-print tong object na to pag rinan natin. So what are the variables inside here? Inside this object employee data. Anyone, guys?
No, ID number.
Okay, employee ID.
Name.
Employee name.
Salary. And yung date na nag-start sila.
Okay, correct. Thank you. Start date. So, 4 yung variables natin dito. So, here we're creating an object, data frame. Hindi pwedeng list to, guys. Okay? Kasi pag ginawa lang natin list to, one-dimensional lang yan. Okay, and then we don't want that. So employee data, magkakaiba tayo dito, no? Yung round, run if from 10 objects from 1,000 to 999, okay? And then renowned natin para maging zero decimal place. Or we can just use round and then wala nang zero sa dulo kasi pag tinanggal natin to, guys, pag tinanggal ko yan, default yan, zero din yan, no? Kasi walang mababasa dito si R, ibig sabihin nun, zero din yan. So pareho lang yan, no? Hindi natin isasama yung zero or isama natin, it will generate the same results. Will we have the same numbers, guys? Dun sa employee ID na to?
No, sir.
No, okay? Magkakaiba tayo, no? Magkakaibang ID number tayo kasi randomized to eh. Unless we use the set.seed. Okay, then employee name, 10 din yan, 10 names. Salary, these are numeric values. It's a vector of numeric values, yung monthly salary nila. And then start date. And then we use this function as.date to convert itong mga character variables na to into dates, no? Kasi gusto natin na maging date object to, data type nito dates. And then ano yung strings as factors? What's this for, guys? What are factors? I think na-mention ko na sa inyo to. Factors are character variables which can be used as classifiers. For example, kunyari I'm creating a survey and then year level. Okay, tinanong ko yung year level mga DLSE students. So mayroong frosh, sophomore, junior, senior, or graduating. So yung variable na yun, guys, na year level, they can be used as classifiers. So pwede ilalump natin, i-group natin yung mga frosh, i-group natin yung mga sophomores. Okay, so they can be considered as factors. Okay, ano pa? Pwede ring, let's say, status, marital status, no? Okay, pwedeng married or single. Pwedeng factors yun. Residence, kunyari, city, Makati, Manila, Mandaluyong, etc. Those can be considered as factors. So dito may mga numbers tayo, may mga elements tayo na hindi naman natin kailangan gawing factors. Yung mga name, ika-classify natin lahat ng mga Rina, ng mga Gary, hindi. Yung mga salary, lahat ng mga 62433.3, ika-classify natin, i-group natin, no. Yung mga starting dates, hindi rin. Okay? Yung employee ID, hindi rin. Kasi unique naman yung employee IDs. So that's why we're including the strings as factors is equal to false. Okay, and then we close this. And then another close para dun sa, para ma-print niya yung, yung object na to automatically. So let's run this chunk. Okay, so take a look at this, guys. Ito na yung natin, yung data frame natin. And many data types, many data that occur in finance, in other fields, guys, are data frames. So maraming beses natin gagamitin yung data frames dito sa subject na to. And if you click this into employee data that has been generated, okay, makikita natin dito yan sa isang spreadsheet dito. Ito yung ID number, employee name, salary, and the start date. Okay, any questions with this one, guys? Clear ba? So, paki-chat lang. If it's okay. Okay lang ba so far? Okay, good. Thank you. So, walang questions. Guys, as I said, I appreciate your questions. Okay. All right, so let's close this na lang. Okay, so here another data set, another data frame. We're creating an ID, which is anong klaseng data to? Anong type ng data to, guys? 1 to 200. What data type is this?
Integer, sir.
Okay, integer, correct. Thank you. That's an integer kasi we use the colon, no? 1 to 200. This one, okay, a group, and it's a vector of rep is repeat, no? I-repeat daw niya yung vehicle, character to 100 times. Comma, another repeat, drug 100 times. So all in all, 200 yung elements ito, no? Consisting of 100 na character na vehicle at saka character na drug. So pareho siya ng length nitong ID. Okay. Kasi mag-create tayo ng vector ng data frame, dapat pare-pareho yung sizes nila. Okay, then we have another object called response. Okay, randomize na naman to. Okay, our norm, 100 observations. Ang mean niya is 25 and standard deviation is 5. Also, another 100 objects, 100 elements with mean 23 and standard deviation 5. Total of 200. No? 200 elements, 200 elements, 200 elements. We can create a vector. So let's create this. Naglagay ako ng view group dito. Okay, hindi ko na i-run yan. Let's create these 3 objects. So meron tayong ID, my group, at saka my response. Okay, I'm going to create now yung response print niya. So we'll have different answers here, guys, kasi randomized to. Let's create a data, my object, my data, and then it's a data frame consisting of, okay, ano to? My patient is equal to ID, treatment is equal to group, response is equal to small letter response. So here, we're creating a data frame, and yung ID natin, ang laman nito yung ID, yung group, at saka yung response. Pero yung pangalan ng mga columns natin, yung variables, patient, which is equal to your ID, yung treatment is equal to your group, kung ano man yung group na to, at saka capital response are the same as your small r response. Okay, so let's run this, my data. So that should be here. Yan. Okay, dito na natin tingnan. Here, my data. So 1 to 200 to. Take note, guys, yung ID natin, pinalitan natin yung name, di ba? Patient. Si response, si group pala, group naging treatment. At saka si small response naging capital response. Okay, pause muna ako. Any questions, guys? Any questions with what we created? Okay, good. Good. Again, guys, please don't be ashamed to ask questions kasi yung learning ando dun eh, pag nag-i-inquire tayo kasi that could also be the question of your classmate or baka hindi siya klaro. Tapos pag nagtanong kayo, then that will be very good. Okay, so may chat. Let me check. Okay, thank you. All right. So we have created this object called my data. Okay. We can subset data frame. Pag sinabing subset, you want just to get a particular element in your data frame. So we use this, yung bracket na to, in order to subset. So pag nakakita kayo kunyari ng an object and then may bracket siya, ibig sabihin nun, sinasubset natin yung, in this case, our data frame na my data. So here, the first number here will be your row and the second number will be your column. So 1, 2, ang ibig sabihin niyan, going back here to my data, first row, ito, and second column, itong treatment, no? Kasi this is your first column, second column, third column. And the intersection of the first row and the second column is vehicle. So ang answer dito, guys, we expect this to be vehicle. So enter natin, control enter. So vehicle nga, no? Ganun din, guys, pag 2, 3, second row, third column. Okay? And then we can get contiguous rows and columns. Yung contiguous, guys, ibig sabihin, consecutive siya, tuloy-tuloy siya. Kunyari ito. What are we subsetting here? We are subsetting rows 1 to 20 and columns 2 to 3. So it will generate a subset of my data consisting of the first 20 rows and only the second and the third column. Of course, guys, you can create an object. Example lang obj1. You can create an object which is actually the subset of your data frame. Okay, you can do this. So, run natin to. Okay, now we have an object. I could have put this in parentheses. Okay, so the object, no? So this object 1 consists of the first 20 rows. Yan, first 20 rows lang, di ba? Ng my data. Tapos only second and third column of my data. Yun. Ito lang siya, no? Okay, of course, ito, first 20 rows, and then what does it mean kung wala tayong ilagay dito? Any volunteer, guys? What does it mean if I don't put anything here?
Everything, sir.
Yes, correct. Everything, lahat ng columns, no? So that should include your 3 columns. Okay, correct, no? Thank you. Thank you for answering. Correct, all of the columns. So let's run this. Okay, so ito siya. First 20 rows, and 20 rows, and then all the columns. Column 1, which is your, ito yung patient natin, and then yung, anong pangalan nun? Second column, and then the third column. Okay? Pwede rin, guys, non-contiguous, no? This is non-contiguous. Ibig sabihin, hindi tuloy-tuloy, no? So this is, pwede natin gawin, dagdagan natin. This is 151 and then 187. So this will consist of yung rows natin, di ba? Ito rows and then ito yung columns. Yung rows natin will be rows 1 to 5, row 21, row 25, row 151, row 187. I-close natin yan, comma, and then the columns, first and third column. So hindi siya tuloy-tuloy, ano? First and third column. So if we run this, and here are your rows. Row 1 to 5, row 21, 25, row 151, row 187. And then it only includes your first column, patient, and then your third column, response. Two or more data sets. My question is, Mitch, no? Sir, what if you have two or more data sets? How will it detect where to get the specific data row and column from? Medyo hindi ko nakuha, Mitch. Okay, so do you mean that you have two data frames? Yun ba? Okay, sige. Kung dalawang data frames, guys, okay, you will have to refer kung anong data frame yung ginagamit natin. Kasi di ba kung dalawang data frames yan, dapat magkaibang pangalan yan. Kunyari yung isang data frame, my data, yung isa, my data 1, kunyari. No? You cannot have an object with the same name. Otherwise, ang gagawin ni R, i-overwrite niya yung yung old na name, no? Okay, clear yun, guys. You can only have unique names. Kunyari, you have two data frames, one should have a different name. Otherwise, if you again write an object name, same name, tapos nag-create ka na naman ng data frame, i-overwrite niya yung dating data frame natin. Okay, so in order to answer the question of Mitch, if you have two data frames, then you have to specify kung anong data frame yan. Okay, kunyari ito, guys, no? Ito, let me run to this example first para ma-illustrate natin ito pala, ito. Here. Ito, you can use this example. Okay, so you have this object, this data frame, my data. Okay. How do you know, guys, kung anong data frame ang ginagamit? Well, you have to identify. Ito, my data. Tapos kunyari may isa pang data frame na my data 1, alam ni R kung sinong data frame yung pinapasubset natin. Kasi ilalagay natin yung pangalan eh. Kunyari, my data, tapos yung isa naman, my data 1. Okay? Did that answer your question? You have to specify the name, no, of your data frame. Okay, good, good. Kasi kunyari, may isa pang data frame, ang pangalan niya my data 1, dapat isusulat mo dito na my data 1 para alam ni R, anong object ba yung gusto mong isubset? Si my data ba o si my data 1? If it's my data 1, then you have to specify that. Okay? So ito, guys, these are similar subsets. Take a look at this. My data, and then this is blank, ibig sabihin lahat ng rows, and then the third column. Okay? Tapos ito naman, my data, all the rows, and then which column? Response. And response happens to be the last column. No? Let me check nga. Dali, names, my data. Okay. Para kita natin, guys. Names, linagay ko lang yung names, my data. Kasi si my data, tatlo yung ano niya, di ba? Yung column siya, tatlong variables, patient, treatment, and response. So here, I'm saying, subset natin si my data, lahat ng rows, tapos yung third column lang. Ang third column natin si response. Another way to write it is my data, all the rows, and then identify natin yung column na yun, si response. Or my data, which is your data frame, $response, which is your column. So when you access a data frame, para ma-access nyo yung isang particular na column or variable, use the $sign. So my data, $response means you want to access the third column or the response column or the response variable. So all of these, guys, will generate the same. Okay, pareho lang yung output niyan. If we run this, okay, pare-pareho siya na okay, let me just increase this. Okay, yan, no? Ano ginawa dito, guys? So these are only the elements of lahat to. Hindi lang siya maganda yung pagkaano. Gawa natin, guys, ng let's improve this code. Let's give this a name na lang para ano. Saan ba yan? Let's give this a name. This one. Let's call it AA1, AA2, AA3. Just to prove to you that all of these are the same. So, run natin to, yung tatlong yan. So you now have these objects, AA1, AA2, AA3. Let's view this. Tagal lumabas. Tagal lumabas. View, AA1. View. So that we can compare, guys, kung pare-pareho nga sila. No? Yan. So AA1, guys. So these are, ito guys, ano to, no? Third column. AA2 din, third column din siya. AA3, third column. Okay, so yun yung subset ng ano, ng my data natin. Okay, question, is AA1, guys, anong klase AA1? Numeric siya, no? Numeric siya. So, ang ibibigay lang kasi sa atin, guys, ng ano, ang subset ng isang data frame, guys, are just the elements. Okay, so hindi siya mismo yung a data frame itself. Elements yung laman niya. Okay, now take a look at this, guys. Let me just put a space there. So my data, dollar response. So ibig sabihin nito, ang gusto natin makita yung third column lang, okay, and then greater than 26. So we're subsetting yung sa response, lahat lang dapat ng greater than 26. Tapos yung rows natin, yung greater than 26 siya, tapos lahat ng columns natin. Okay, is this clear, guys, yung code na to? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, run natin siya. Okay, so if you take a look at this, guys. Okay. My data, yung response, dapat greater than 26. Tapos lahat ng columns, no? So column 1, column 2, column 3. So you find here that there is no response that's less than 26. Lahat to greater than 26. And likewise, guys, if you check sa ano nyo, sa output nyo dito, walang response dito na greater than 20, na less than 26. Okay, how about this? My data, yung treatment na column is equal to vehicle. Now, tinanong ako kanina, bakit dalawang equal to to? Kasi ang standard rule kasi pag hindi magra-run to kung isang equal yung to, guys. If you try this, hindi siya magra-run. Ang na-notice ko, guys, kapag ini-equate natin sa isang character, we use the double, no? Okay, subukan nyo lang, guys. I want you to experiment na lang. If single lang siya, sige na, gawin natin. Control Enter. Okay, nag-error siya, no? Okay. So dapat double yung equal sign niya. Okay, ito, guys, ano na to? Yung and, yung ampersand, guys, it tells us that kailangan both conditions have to be met. So and to. So dapat vehicle and dapat yung response dapat less than 23. So isasama natin lahat ng mga columns. Okay, so ang makikita lang natin dito, vehicle, at saka less than 23. Pareho, no? Let's run this. Okay, lahat vehicle, guys. Wala tayong makikitang drug dito. And then, makikita lang natin dito. What we can see are our responses that are less than 23. And you have the 3 columns. For this one, this one is the or operator to, guys. So we have vehicle or greater than or equal to 21. So makakakita ba tayo sa output na to ng drug? Kasi dadalawa lang, guys, yung treatment natin, either drug or vehicle. Will we be able to see in this subset? Dun sa treatment natin, makakita tayo ng drug. Yes. For as long as yung response niya greater than or equal to 21. Will we be able to see in this subset a response less than 21? Yes, for as long as vehicle siya. So yun ang ibig sabihin ng or, no? At least one of this should be met. Tira natin. Okay, tingnan nyo, guys, ha. Dito is equal to vehicle. Pero may lumalabas na drug dito. Bakit pwede yun? For as long as yung response niya greater than 21. Ito greater than 21 to. Going up, guys. Sabi natin dito dapat greater than 21. Sorry. Eh may mga less than 21 dito, kunyari 15, 17. Bakit nag-appear to? Kasi na-satisfy itong condition na to, itong vehicle na to. Okay, because of this or operator. How about this? Ano ibig sabihin nito? Not equal to. So ganyan yung not equal to. Exclamation point is equal to. Ano ibig sabihin ng not equal to? Since dadalawa lang naman yung treatment, either drug or vehicle, so pag sinabing not equal to vehicle, therefore drug to. Drug daw or my data response greater than 24. So ang question dito sa ano na to, sa dito sa what's the term, guys? Subset na to, will we be able to find drugs dun sa treatment? Will we be able to find vehicle? Kasi dito not vehicle eh. Will we be able to find? Yes, correct. For as long as the response is greater than 24. Will we be able to find responses that are less than 24? Yes. For as long as drug siya. For as long as not vehicle. So, in fact, guys, ito, pareho lang dito yan sa susunod. No? Kasi not vehicle is equal to drug. Okay, so if you run this, you'll get the same results. Okay, so I'll leave that to you guys to run in your R. No? Okay, then here we're defining an object. Let's create an object called age. Okay, R norm siya. Mean is 40. Standard deviation is sorry, I'm looking at dito. So nag-R norm, 200 elements, mean is equal to 40, SD is equal to 20, age, no? So dito, okay, medyo, asa na si age? Yun. Ang problem natin dito, guys, may mga negative, no? May mga negative tayo, which hindi pa pwede sa age. So dapat mas maganda kung nag-run if tayo dito, no? Okay, anyway, guys, you can just sige, baguhin na lang natin to kasi hindi maganda yung ano eh. May negative yung age eh. So, mali naman yon, no? So, ano ko na ito, Copy na lang natin dito. Okay. So let's create an object called age. So let's say, kunyari, ang ano niya, from 18 up to, let's say, 60. 65. Okay, we're creating a matrix. 200. 200 siya, guys. Run if ira-round natin sa 0. So ito mali to, guys, ha. Ito kasi gives negative numbers. So hindi naman pwede sa ano natin, sa age, no? So from 18 to 65, 200, then 0 yung ano, 0 yung decimal places. Okay, where's that? 1, 2, 1, 2. Tama, no? Diba? Hindi. Isa pa. Kasi i-close natin dito. What's my mistake? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Round. Run if. Close natin to. Misa ito yung nakakalito, no? Sarado na yung run if. Tapos yung run round. Sinarado na rin natin. Tama, di ba, guys? Ba't nagpa-plus pa? Ibig sabihin may kulang pa yung code natin. Age. Round. Age yung dulo. Okay. Si run if, open, close. Tapos si round. Tama naman. What's my mistake, guys? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Tama, di ba? Paki-parse nga, guys. Paki-check. Ano mali ko dito? Okay, ulitin natin. Yan, okay. Naghang kasi yung kanina, may ano pa, may incomplete pa. So you have a set of ages here. No? So positive na siya lahat. Okay, then take a look at this, guys. So we're creating an object called myData $age. Di ba sabi natin, in order to access a particular column in a data frame, we use itong dollar na to. So ito myData, then dollar, then response. Ibig sabihin, we're trying to access the response column. Ito, myData $age, and then we assign it yung age. Yung age yung create natin ngayon. So head ng myData natin, what happens, guys? Wait. Hindi ko pa na-run to. So may age na ako, no? Run ko ulit si age. And then myData age. And then head myData. Okay, now we have an object called myData, a data frame called myData. And then nadagdagan siya ng column, no? Yung age natin. Okay, questions about this, guys?
Sure.
Yes?
What if hindi 200 yung number of variables ng age? Will it still add on to the my data?
Yeah, sige.
Data.
Good question, Ken. Let's try this, no? 100. Ang question ni Ken, paano kung 100 lang, or let's say, kunyari 180 lang yung ano, 180 lang yung ano natin, yung elements ng age. Let's see. Okay, so 180 lang siya. Tapos, let's create this column from my data, yung age. See? Okay, ano nangyari, guys? What happened? Did R accept it?
No, sir.
No, hindi. No, kasi si my data, a data frame yan eh. So if ever you're going to add another column, ang rule yan, dapat pareho yung ano, pareho yung elements. dun sa column to the other columns. So thank you for that question, Ken. No? So this reminds us, guys, that if we're creating an object, a variable in a data frame, dapat pareho-pareho silang yung number. So good. Thank you, Ken, for that question. So ibalik ko dito sa 200, 200. Okay, so i-run ko ulit to. So I now have this data frame, yung my data, pero nadagdagan na siya ng column na age. Okay. Of course, you could have preserved the original data frame, and then just create another one. No? Pwede natin tinawag to na my data one. Okay, that would be possible. So may dalawang data frame tayo, yung isa may age, yung isa walang age. Okay, so another object, guys, that we will be using much later on is data type naman to, yung date, no? Kasi guys, pag nagsulat tayo, kunyari ito. So let's create an object called X, and it's a combination of 6/23/2013, 6/30/2013, 7/12/2014. If we create this, okay, so ito yung mga elements niya. It's a vector, no? It's a character vector to, class of X, character. So very particular CR in making a particular character into a date, no? Tingnan nga natin, guys, kung what if we create another object, let's call it X1, and then as that date CX. So take a look at this. So I'm creating now another object called X1, tapos kino-convert ko si as.cx na as date. Let's see if this will run. Okay. Tingnan nyo, guys, hindi siya basta-basta, no? Hindi siya basta-basta nagra-run ng as.date. Unlike yung kanina, naaalala nyo kanina yung natin, yung sa data frame, ito, as.date, ito. Diba? May specific na format dapat tayo isusulat as character. Dito ang tinanggap niya yung dash. So going back here, if we had written this as, okay, tingnan natin . So let me Control C, Control V. So let me call this as XX, and then let me rewrite this as, kung dash, pwede ba yan? Dash, okay. Dash, dash. Very particular, guys, si R sa mga dates, no? Let's run this. Let's try this. Control Enter. Then class XX. Okay, so character din siya. Okay, so can we now let's call it X2. X2 as that date si XX. So si XX of this, ang form niya yung with dash, no? Ito kasi si X slash . Tingnan natin kung tatanggapin ni R na i-convert natin itong si XX kasi character siya into a date. Okay? Wala na naman, no? What am I trying to say here, guys? Very specific, guys, si R, very specific siya sa formatting ng character para maging date. So in order to avoid that, we can use a particular package, a very particular package to convert your characters into dates. Dash, no? Dash, pero may format pa rin. May format pa rin yung dash. Ito hindi niya tinanggap . tingnan natin guys, balikan natin yung ano natin dito kanina. Di ba ito, no? Yung data frame natin. Start date, as that date. Tingnan yung format nito. Yung year muna, tapos yung month, tapos yung day. Okay, year, month, day. Tapos ginawa nating as that date, tinanggap niya. Tinanggap ni R. So let's see guys, gawin nating year, month, day. Okay, balikan natin to. Okay, let's create another one. Mabusisi si R sa dates eh. Control C, Control V. Let's make this triple X. So gawin nating year, 2013. And then month. Ano yung month to? Kahit ano na lang. 6. And then day, 23. Tapos ito, July 30. July 12, 2014. 2014. July. Okay. So, tingnan natin evolution guys ng pagsulat natin ng ng date. Si XXX is now in the form year, month, and day. So, let's create this object. Okay, so check natin kung anong class si XXX. Character siya. Tapos, let's create an object called X2. As that date. XXX. Tingnan natin kung tatanggapin co-convert ni R si XXX having this format. Okay. Chinek nyo guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anong nangyari? Tinanggap ba niya?
Di po.
Yes, sir. Oh,
Hindi. Create
I think
XXX.
natanggap po.
Okay, so X2. Yan. Okay, tingnan nyo guys. I-check nyo yung code nyo, baka nagkamali kayo. It should be accepted, no? So remember guys, kunyari may object tayo, may character tayo, tapos date format siya, ganito, kailangan encode yan, tapos ang format year, month, day. So that this one will initially be read as a character, or if we want this to be read as date, dapat ilalagay natin yung as that date. Pero dapat yung format niya, year, month, day. Okay? Check nyo yung code nyo guys, dapat natanggap siya, no? Okay, but in order to be more flexible about this, may package sa R. Ang tawag ng package yun, Lubridate. Okay, so we'll have more exercise about this in the future. Ngayon, I just want to, parang ano lang to, parang introductory, ano. So kindly install yung Lubridate package and then i-library natin. Kindly do that first. I'll give you 1 minute. Paki-install, tapos i-require natin siya. Kahit paki-chat guys kung done na ma-install yung Lubridate. Yung format ng dates po sir is dependent on R or sa dataset. Yung format ng dates, kasi tayo na mag-i-input ng ano, di ba, ng mga dates. So, one way to go about it is to write it in such a way that nauuna yung year, tapos month, tapos yung ano, yung day. Okay, pero pag may Lubridate guys, kahit anong format ng sinulat, pwede natin ma-convert into dates. Kasi may mga special functions ang Lubridate, which we're going to look into now. Okay, so Na-install na guys si Lubridate? Okay, thank you. So si Lubridate guys, very powerful siya. Tingnan lang natin dito, kunyari itong code na to, no? MDY. Okay, tingnan nyo guys, yung tinype ko si MDY, merong MDY underscore, may MDY underscore H underscore HM underscore HMS. This is month, day, year. So this is converting a character of the form MDY into month, date, year. So, tingnan natin to. I-run natin. Okay, so going up. So this is from the Lubridate package. So YMD. Okay, so iba-iba siya. May YMD, year, month, day, year, date, year, day, month. Okay, MDY, MYD, DMY, etc. So you can construct different functions, different formats for your date, DYM, etc. Baka may question? Okay, good. Thank you. So let's go down here, guys. Okay, na-access nyo na to, yung help function ng ng Lubridate. We have this. So this is a Lubridate, no? Lubridate. Parse dates with year, month, and day components. And then let's go here. Quote an example, no? Ito guys, yung basic example nito. Copy nga natin to. Let's copy this. Itong chunk na to. Control C. Okay, sorry guys mukhang kinapi namin kanina to, no? Okay, anyway, I'll just insert here. Insert na lang akong panibagong chunk para hindi tayo malito. Okay. So let's follow the example itong Lubridate package. So we have this vector x. Okay, ano laman niya? 090101. This is year, month, day. No? So we're creating a vector called x. I-print na kagad natin siya. Okay. So if we check the class of this, isama na natin class x. Okay, we know that this is a character vector. So instead of using yung as.date, we can use this simple function ymd. Okay, so let's create an object. So nawala ni x kanina, no? Let's just call it D1. So D1, okay, then let's access the class para dire-diretso na. So here we're creating an object called D1 and it's ymd of x. Ito yung x natin, no? This is a character vector. Enter natin. Okay, tingnan nyo guys. Y, year, month, and then day. So these are now date objects. So ginamit natin si Lubridate. Okay, sometimes guys, I do this, no? Lubridate. Isa makakita kayo ng mga functions na may nakalagay dito na na certain package to, no? Si Lubridate and then colon. Sometimes lalo pag nagsisimula tayo sa a certain package, it would be good to write kung saan galing yung package na to, yung code na to na ymd, yung function na to. So Lubridate ymd x. This is also useful guys for certain functions which can be found in two packages. Kunyari may isang package ka, package 1 and then package 2, tapos pareho silang may a particular function, kunyari function. So, pag ginamit mo lang function, baka magka-error kasi hindi alam ni R kung saang package galing yun. Kasi parehong may function yung dalawang packages na yan. So in order to avoid confusion, ilalagay mo kung ano yung package tapos yung function para alam ni R kung sinong package ang gagamitin niya para ma-process yung function na yun. Clear yun, guys? Clear
Yes,
ba?
sir.
Okay. Don't worry, guys. As we go on, marami tayong packages na pag-aaralan. So, mas makikita natin yun, no? Okay, so, ano ba ito? Pareho lang to. YMD. Okay, pareho lang to. So, delete ko na to. This is the same. So, how about this, guys? Tingnan nyo to. So, create tayo ng object ulit. Y. So, we're creating an object called Y. Then, check din natin class. So, look at this, guys. Tingnan nyo kung paano ito, was this written? 090101. No? So, sabi natin, i-convert niya into year, month, day. So, babasahin ni Art to as 09, that's September, 01, baguhin natin, no? Gawin natin YDM. YDM. Yan. So, this is year, date, month. So, ang babasahin ni R dito, September, sorry. Not September, sorry. 2009, tapos, January 1. Binaliktad natin yung day muna, tapos yung month. Dito naman, guys, 90102. Siyempre, babasahin ni R as year 9. Okay, kasi wala namang year, hindi niya babasahin as 90 to. No? And then 1, oops. And then month, day is 1, and then month is 2. So, babasahin niya muna to as the year, and then day, and then month, February. So, let's check. Okay. So this is YDM to, no? YDM. So pwede rin MDY. So as you saw in the help for Lubridate, you can construct different date formats. Okay, meron din now function. So let's create an object called B. Create lang tayo ng create ng object. Now, ano yung now function, guys? So this is object B. And now, okay, take a look at this. Sama natin yung class. Okay. So among the data types, iba't ibang klase pa, no? Ito POSIX, no? POSIX CT or POSIX XT. So yung mga data and time, iba't ibang klase pa yan, guys. So you don't only have yung date type, yung date at saka yung time. There are several types pa of that. Kaya medyo masalimuot, guys, yung date and time. So if you take a look at this, guys, now gave us 2021 March 17, and it's now 12:10:08. It gives us the both the date and the hour, minutes, and seconds. Tapos meron pang time zone pa to, no? CST. Kalimutan ko, ibig sabihin Central. Sorry guys, I forgot what CST means. But this is a time zone. Okay, so let's check, guys, kung pwede natin siyang ma-convert into. So let's create B1. Can we convert itong now? Kasi ito year, month, day, no? Year, month, day. Actually, I'm not sure about this. No? It just crossed my mind. Pwede ba natin ma-convert? year, month, date. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Dalawa lang. I'm not sure about this, no? Ay, kulang pa. Saan ako nagkamali? 1, 2. Now, and then, tama. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, nag-fail siya to parse, no? It failed to parse. So medyo tricky itong now function. No? Okay. Hindi na ako na-convert into, kasi may seconds guys yung now eh. So that's the issue here. Yung now function, may ano yan, may ano siya, may hours, minutes, seconds. So when I tried to convert yung now function, where's that? Ito. We were working on this, no? Okay, hindi niya na-convert. Kasi now, guys, remember si now, ano yan, meron siyang POSIX yan eh. Ibig sabihin, meron siyang hours and time. Okay? So, but we're not going to deal with that. Useful to guys sa mga, ano, sa mga, let's say, sa HR, lalo na yung mga nagko-compute ng payroll. Kasi sa payroll, guys, kino-consider yung hours, yung minutes, at saka seconds. So, magandang ginagamit yung POSIX na data type if hours, minutes, and seconds are essential. So, let's try guys yung B. Subukan natin year, month, day, and then CB. Kasi remember CB guys, it's POSIX yan eh. Tingnan natin kung CB which is POSIX, we can convert it into just year, month, day. Oh, ganun din kanina, no? It failed to parse. Kasi apparently si YMD guys, it has no capability to identify the hours, months, seconds. Unless, tingnan natin to I haven't tried this. If I also include hours, months, seconds. Okay, let's see. Oh, kaya niya, no? Kaya niya. Kasi si now guys, remember now is a POSIX. So check natin. Class B1. Run ulit natin. So si POSIX pa rin siya. No? Okay, so what I wanted to show you here is that lubridate, pwede niya mabasa yung year, month, date, month, year, date, etc. plus yung hours, minutes, seconds. Okay? Si now kasi sabi natin, it's a POSIX type of data, yung function na to. POSIX, it includes time, the date, and the hours, minutes, seconds. So yung YMDHMS from the lubridate was able to run this, was able to lagyan din natin to HMS. Okay, nakaya din, no? Nakaya din ni lubridate. All right? Now just some details about this. Tingnan nito guys, now and then is now greater than 2009, year, month, date, 2009, 01, 01. Let's run this. Okay, can you explain to me why this is true? Bakit siya true, guys? Okay, so explain ko na lang alam ko naman na alam niyo yung answer. So yung now is March 17. Ito naman, year, month, date, January 1, 2009. Now take note, how does R or even Excel read dates? Okay, may corresponding number yan. It has a corresponding number. No? So, yung now na to, actually may corresponding numeric siya. Ito din may corresponding numeric. And of course, we know that 3/17/2021 is greater than January 1, 2009. Okay? So I'd like you to find out ano yung year, ano yung time 1. Kasi kung numbers to, ano yung time 1 sa what's time 1 for R sa date. Tingnan na natin guys. Now, n minus YMD. Ito. So what am I doing guys? Control C, Control V. Mina-minus ko, no? May lalabas ba dyan? Okay, incompatible. Okay. Kasi may HMS nga si ano, no? May HMS R minute second C now. So hindi niya ma-process. Palitan natin to, no? Let's do YMD 2021 03 17, okay, minus YMD ito. Control C, Control V. So if you were born in 2009, January 1, 2009, okay, wala natin to. Okay, tingnan nyo. You're now 44, 58 days old. Okay, bakit niya na-subtract, guys? Bakit niya na-subtract? Itong dalawang dates na to. Kasi nga, guys, they pertain to numbers, no? They pertain to numbers. So ito, may numeric equivalent to. Ito may numeric equivalent to. And since they have numeric equivalents, then, of course, we can find their difference. Okay, clear guys? Clear?
Clear, sir.
Okay, so ito date, month, year. Run natin to. So that's date, month, year. This is February 1. Ano So ang binibigay na output ni R, ang standard niya will be the year and then the month and the date. Kahit na guys, ganito yung format. Okay. So what I was saying a while ago, kahit na anong format yan, for as long as you know yung date, kung ano yung date doon, kung ano yung month doon, kung ano yung year doon, it can be converted into a date. Okay. In order to find out, gawin natin tong B2. So we have to create this and then class B2. We have to create this object para malaman natin yung class ni B2. Okay, so it's a date, no? Ganun din to, guys. Month, day, year. So this is January 2, 2010. If we run this, so that's January 2, 2010. Okay, and it's also ang class ito date din. So you also have this YQ. Tignan nyo itong YQ, guys. What's this? 2014.2. Ano ibig sabihin itong 2014.2? What's that?
Second quarter, sir.
Yes, that's correct. That's second quarter. So it begins on April 1. No? So 2014, April 1 is the beginning of the second quarter. Okay, hala. Matatapos na yung time, guys. So ito na lang. Balikan lang natin ng konti ito. No? Okay. Let me just go back here. Okay, kunyari guys, let's create this object, birthday. It's 14/10/1979. Okay, so ang day is 14, ang month is 10, ang year is 1979. Okay, so pwede ba to, guys? Natanggap ba ni R B-Day? Remember kanina guys, di ba, pag slash hindi tinatanggap ni R, pag as that date. Okay? So yun ang difference. Pag naglulubi day tayo, mas mas flexible. Kanina sa base R lang, as that date, hindi tinatanggap yung yung mga format na ginawa natin. Pero ito tatanggapin guys, no? Basta i-identify mo lang ano ba yung day dyan, ano ba yung month, at saka ano yung year. So that's 1979, October 14. So we can ask, ano bang month nitong birthday na to? So the month is 10, October. What's the weekday? Weekday is, so itong date na to, it's Sunday, no? So yung mga levels daw, it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, etc. So we can get the month, we can get the weekday, of course yung year. Okay, alam natin 1979. So dito, ang ginawa dito guys, pinalitan lang yung pinalitan yung year. So year ng birthday, gawin daw 2016. Let's do that. Okay. So if we run the birthday, 2016 na siya. Okay? So, I'll leave that guys. Mayroon pa tayong in the future, magpapag-aralan pa natin tong dates na to. So just remember guys, that there's a package that we learn to do, yung Lubridate, and it's really very, very flexible. Okay, because it facilitates the conversion of characters into dates for as long as you know how your character was written. Okay, so the fourth one, guys, the fourth data structure is our matrices. So maybe you have not watched the video. I hope you'll invest in more than 2 hours of time navigating through that video, watching that video para mas maintindihan nyo yung matrix. Hindi natin guys matatapos to ngayon. By the way, nag-send ako ng nag-send ako ng isa pang RMD file. Okay, ito 'yon. I hope you'll also look into this as a reinforcement of what we are going to discuss sa matrix. Yung iba dito guys, parang review lang, pero most of the materials here are not discussed in this file. Okay, what's a matrix guys? So, two-dimensional din siya, may rows at saka may columns. No? Yes, MIGS, tama. So kailangan i-access mo muna yung, may question dito. After installing package, i-library mo siya para magamit mo yung Lubridate package. Kasi kung install mo lang siya, tapos hindi mo i-library or required, hindi mo magagamit yung functionalities ng any package. Okay? I hope that answers your question, maybe. Alright, so ang default, ang syntax guys ang syntax ni matrix, you first have your data, then the number of rows, the number of columns, and then itong by row na to i-explain ko. Okay, so kasi di ba ang matrix guys, it's defined by a two-dimensional array of numbers, rows by columns. So when you define a matrix, kunyari, matrix A, sige, isulat ko lang para makita natin. Sige. $A, tapos okay, so this is how you denote a matrix, no? Matrix A, 3 by 2. Ano ibig sabihin ng 3 by 2? 3 rows and 2 columns. So this is the size of your matrix, 3 by 2. Okay, clear yun guys? So matrix A has a size 3 by 2, 3 rows and 2 columns. So una number, laging rows yan. Okay, so let's go here. Okay, yung first codes natin guys. So ito yung data natin. So we're creating this object called A, and we are coercing it into a matrix. So ano yung elements sa matrix natin? 2, 3, negative 2, 1, 2, 2. So these are the elements of the matrix. 6 siya, 6 na numbers. And then we say n row is equal to 3, n column is equal to 2. Pwedeng tanggalin natin to guys ha. You can remove this. Okay? You can remove that. May intindihan ni R. Ito, babasahin ni R as number of rows, number of columns. So this is a 3 by 2 matrix. Or as I mentioned a while ago, you can write here n row is equal to 3. Okay? And then n column is equal to 2. So you will you will see people creating matrices, ilalagay nila n row or n column. Tapos yung iba wala naman. Pag wala, understood na natin yung unang number dyan guys, row and column. Sometimes maglalagay pa nito by row is equal to true or is equal to false. Ang default guys is equal to false. Anong ibig sabihin nitong by row is equal to false? Okay, let me illustrate that, no? So pwedeng by row is equal to false, wala yan, or pwedeng nakasulat yan. So let's create matrix A. I-print na natin. Okay. See what happens. Oops. Ano nangyari? And call is equal to 2. Kulang ako ng parenthesis. 1, 2. Matrix 1, 2. C, 1, 2. Wala to. Sorry. Okay. Wala dapat to. Okay. Run. Okay, take a look at that, guys. So 2, 3, negative 2, 1, 2, 2. So how was the number filled up in your matrix? Notice the ang default, guys, is filling it up by columns. So yung 2, 3, negative 2, finilapan niya muna dito sa column 1, 2, 3, negative 2, punta siya dito sa column 2, 1, 2, 2. Okay? So yun ang default ni R. Pag tinanggal natin to, by row is equal to false, yun ang gagawin pa rin niya. No? Enter. Yan. 2, 3, negative 2, 1, 2, 2. Kung gusto natin, guys, na ang pagsulat ni R is row-wise, then isusulat natin to by row is equal to true. So let's create this object, A1. Okay, dito natin ilagay para side by side sila. Copy natin to, Control C. Wala yata yan dyan, ano? Pakisulat na lang, class. Sorry nag-experiment lang kami kanina sa isang section. So let's run both of this para side by side yung matrix natin. Okay. Tingnan nyo guys. Anong difference nito? Itong default, isusulat niya yung 2, 3, negative 2, 1, 2, 2, pababa. 2, 3, negative 2, 1, 2, 2. If we want it to be written from left to right, then we have to impose that by row is equal to true. So isusulat na ngayon yan as pakanan na. By row na siya. 2, 3, negative 2, 1, 2, 2. Okay, is that clear guys? Clear ba yun? Yung imposition na ang pagsulat ng matrix row-wise, you have to write this. By row is equal to true. Clear?
Clear, sir.
Okay.
Sure, sure.
Okay, so ito naman guys, si A10. Tingnan nyo. 2. Okay. Ito, 2 rows, 3 columns. Okay, so sabay-sabay natin i-run itong tatlo na ito para makita natin. So this is matrix A. This is matrix A1. This is matrix A10. Matrix A10 is 2 by 3, no? So paano sinulat, how was it written? Again, by columns din. 2, 3, negative 2, 1, 2, 2. Kaso ang size niya is 2 rows by 3 columns, 2 by 3. Okay. Alright, so let's check. Is A a matrix? Okay. Alam natin na matrix yan kasi because of this function matrix. Is A a vector? False. Hindi vector yan, guys. Matrix siya kasi remember ang matrix 2-dimensional, si vector 1-dimensional yan. Dimension, that will be the size, 3 by 2. Okay. You can multiply a vector, a matrix, by a scalar, a number. So in this case, you have a number. Time na guys, may I have just one last minute, no? Okay lang ba? Wrap up ko lang to. Mabilis lang to, itong matrix. Thank you. Thank you. So let's assign C to this number 3. And then what's C times A? Okay. Yung ginawa lang niya, yung matrix A, minultiply lang niya ng bawat isa yung ng 3, no? Okay, and then matrix addition and subtraction, simple lang to, no? You can only add matrices that have the same size. Okay, so here we have matrix B, which is 3 by 2. So i-run natin tong A at saka B. Okay, so ito si A, ito si B, ito si A. Now, can we add them? Yes. Kasi pareho silang ano, no? Pareho silang size. So here we're creating a matrix C, which is just A plus B, and then a matrix D, which is A minus B. So this can be run kasi any matrices can only be multiplied or added. Okay? All right. So wala na tayong time para tingnan tong ano, tong matrix multiplication. May you please, guys, kindly view the Excel file, Excel video. Andun kasi naka-explain yung manual kung paano ginagawa yung matrix multiplication. And then once you have seen that, guys, balikan nyo tong R. Tapos tingnan nyo, guys, yung rules na pinakita natin doon, kung paano magmamatcha dito sa R file natin. Matrix multiplication in R is done with this, no? Percent times percent. Yan ang matrix multiplication. And my rule sa matrix multiplication, ha? And then yung diniscuss sa Excel, guys, ito yung mga yon, no? The transpose of a matrix, okay? What is a unit vector? What is a zero vector? Okay, what is a ito lang papakita ko, no? Okay, so sulat ko lang dito very quickly. 10 seconds. Insert R. Okay, so we have so diagonal 5. And okay, this function, guys, will give us an identity matrix. Diagonal 5. An identity matrix is a matrix. It's a square matrix where all the diagonals are 1 and the rest are 0. May significance yung identity matrix, ha. So pag pinanood nyo, guys, yung ano, pag pinanood nyo yung video, maiintindihan nyo kung anong importance ng identity matrix. Alright, so thank you so much, guys. Pasensya na sa ano sa extension. Okay lang yung magpapa-attendance, pakihintay na lang, no? So next week, guys, we'll finish this. We'll finish matrix. Kung hindi natin masimulan yung ggplot, okay lang. So we'll not rush into things. Siguro magdadagdag na lang ako ng application. So pag-aralan nyo lang to, guys. Run and study the rest of the matrices here. And also, pakibasa na lang dito. Pag-aralan nyo yung another matrix na binigay ko. That will be our discussion for Tuesday, and then on Wednesday and Thursday, ano na tayo? We'll go into